You guys, I don't know what happened. Everything just went dark. So we had to come on here again. We had to name it part two. But we not done with Katie. Shit, I'm not done with Katie yet. We are not done with Katie. We getting ready to talk shit about Katie. hmm We getting ready to talk a lot of shit about Katie because you knew Mother's Day was coming, Katie. I'm sorry, I got a lot of allergies, you guys. I might be sniffling and coughing and oh gosh, I hate this time of season because I am just sniffling, coughing, eyes running. It's just horrible. My allergies are horrible. But we're not gonna stop talking about Katie. Chris is not gonna make us stop talking about Katie. We're gonna talk about your ass too, Chris. Es- eh, Especially Katie. We're gonna say especially Katie because Katie, you were the you were the mother. You guys, can you believe Katie was a mother? I can't. She was a fucking mother. God blessed her with an autistic child. And she fucking did the worst shit you could do. So these are my thoughts. I have to say that again. These are my opinions. Some of these things are facts. Some of these thoughts are facts. Some of them are not. Because we don't know. We still don't know where Sebastian is. We want Katie to come out and say where Sebastian is, but she won't do it. And like I said, I was listening to Dolly today. Well, tonight because I work late and I get home at night, so I gotta listen to my Dolly. I love him. I love all the YouTuber streets. I'm in the streets when I get home. I come in the streets. I come heavy in the streets when I get home. But let's listen to Dolly for a second. It just seems a little strange to me. So my Mother of the Year award would definitely have to go to Katie. Katie, you're gonna have to come see me to pick it up though. All right, if you're in the neighborhood today visiting your mom, you know, make sure you stop on by. Okay, stop on by. So hopefully we seen that Cody Browse took the gloves off. Y'all remember hearing that? Gloves off. He's not defending Chris anymore. I see somebody says I love Lolo. Well, thank you. Lolo loves you too. She probably bites you, but she loves you from a distance. That he's not protecting this man anymore. That's Seth got his own thing going on, and they can have their own thing going on. But there is this ride for Sebastian coming up, put together by a motorcycle club. Right, so I encourage people still. It's a circus, but it's still take part in that, support the cause. Right. I don't know who's doing it, but exactly. It really don't matter. Support the cause. Good is good, as long as you're doing it for the right reasons, right? Don't matter if bad people put it together, as long as good people are doing it for good reasons. That's how I look at stuff. So even if they did, they're just my number one suspects, and to me, they just listen. They my number one suspects too. I'm with Dolly on that. They my fucking number one suspects too. Do you think that the way Chris Proudfoot speaks
And I talk a lot of shit too. I do. I talk a lot of shit. But I don't talk like that to my child. I don't verbally abuse him. I don't choke him. I don't put him in a headlock. I don't touch him. You know, a lot of things might make me angry, but nothing would make me that angry. And like I always say, I have OCD. I do. But that don't mean my damn child got OCD. Because I got OCD. That don't mean that he's going to make the house look like I make it look. That's my issue, not his. I don't run my house like I'm a drill sergeant, especially with a child that is autistic. He likes the things that he likes. And some of the shit gets on my fucking nerves, but I have to separate myself from my issues and his. So some of the shit that he does and I, don't like, you know what? Guess what? Me, I let him do some of most of it, probably most of the shit. I just don't say nothing about it. I just deal with it because that's just how these kids are. They're just gonna do some of the shit that they do. I don't know what problem Sebastian had with going to sleep. Like my child, and I'm gonna tell you guys something. At 15, let me see. I'm gonna say 15 because 14, 15, they're growing. They're um they're growing, and um I know that they have like growing pains and they're going through shit too. Like not only is the autism there and whatever issues they got going on, they're going through puberty, they're growing, um different things are happening in their body. And you have to be really on point with that stuff because they need you. They do. They need you. And it's just like with any kid like around that age, puberty. They're still growing. And for Chris to put Sebastian in a fucking diaper and he's at puberty level and he's going to a regular fucking high school. I don't know if Chris fucking said fucking more than I did, but if he did, Chris, you got a fucking potty mouth because I know I got one. I really got a fucking potty mouth. I could say fucking probably about 100 fucking times too. 'Cause I got a fucking potty mouth, but I don't talk to my kid like that. I don't talk to my kid like that. I might got a potty mouth, but I don't cuss at him, and I talk to him like a fucking human. Like he's a human. And yeah, they're getting taller, they're getting older. That's another thing. Was Sebastian taller than Chris? Was he growing taller than Chris and Chris was getting the leprechaun syndrome? The short man syndrome? Chris, because you're a leprechaun, right? I think Chris is a leprechaun. And another thing that I think that Chris early on in him and Katie's relationship, that he was jealous of Katie giving so much attention to Sebastian because they need attention. You have to give them attention because if you don't give them attention, autistic kids, a lot of them, they don't really talk to you. They don't. They're not gonna be outspoken and speak to you. You have to. You have to assert yourself into their situations because autistic kids. I'm gonna give you an example. Okay, I don't have people at my house. I don't really have company. Like we're pretty much introverts when we get home because our social life is outside the house, right? My social life is at work, his is at school. But when we come home, mostly my kid is in his room, I'm in my room, we're just, when I get home, like he'll open his door and I'll open my door cuz I'm an introvert and I'm usually like always in my room. So, but we'll open our doors until like we both get ready to go to bed and then we'll close our doors and then we're in our rooms. But Katie, if I heard a fucking thud, bitch, I would get up and go check on my child. No gun, no pepper spray, no nothing. I'm going in there to check. I don't give a damn. I'm going to check. And for you to say you heard a fucking thud, like, that's a body dropping, Katie. A thud. That is a body dropping. And I'm wondering if you were all the way in your room because you got a pretty big house. My house is not that big. I only have a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, and it's only like, mm, I'm going to say about 1,600 square foot. It's not that big. You got a pretty big house. So for you to go in your room and you're laying in the bed and you hear a thud, which I don't think you heard because your room is so far apart from Sebastian's. How the fuck you hear a thud all the way in your damn room? I don't know how you pulled that one off. You must have got some good ass hearing. Because if I heard a thud coming from my child's room, I'm getting up going to check. And I don't know why. And it's another thing. I don't know why Sebastian's room was all the way on the other side of the house. Faith's room is in the middle of the house. Your room is on the other side of Faith. But Faith don't live there. Sebastian lives there. So why wouldn't you have Sebastian's room closer to your house? Your room, because Faith is never there. Almost never. Why wouldn't you have his room closer to your room? Because he's there all the time. And Faith is almost never there. That behooves me too. And then when Faiths come, you guys are all in the house together. So why not have Sebastian's room next to your? You can't like these new houses. I don't know if you guys know about houses and construction and all this shit, but come on. If you shut your damn door, pretty much you can't. You don't really hear nothing that's going on in the outside of your room, because I have a 3 bedroom. If I shut my door, I can hear because my office and my room is like really close to my son's room. Like I can hear a little bit, but shit, if I got my TV on, I can't hear nothing. I don't, I can't, but I know, if it's quiet in the house, if I heard a fucking thud, bitch, I'm getting up and I'm going to my son's room and I'm seeing what the fuck is going on. No gun, no pepper spray, just mama bear mode. And Katie, your dumbass didn't fucking get up to check on your damn child. Let me see what else this man is talking about.
It
This my
seems
guy.
so guilty that it's like, wow, could you try to like, could you at least act like you care? Could you at least act like you innocent? Anything. Like it's been a game to them, to well, at least to Chris from the very beginning. It's been just a straight up game. Playing, and here's the bad thing about this. He thinks he's the shot caller and all this, and he's not even the parent of this little kid, right? He's not even the father. He's just a stepdad. As soon as he marries wife number 6, he'll be nothing to the kid. One time ago, a long time ago, you was my stepdad. 5 fathers ago, 3 score, and you know, like he don't care nothing about this kid. He's made it obvious with the shaming of the kid. Some of the things he says is just boggles the mind. The whole people were getting mad at me over the thumbnail, and it was just something he said. To Mr. Pissy Pants. Wow, that's why I made it, because it's what he said is just shocking that he liked this. What does the boy like to do? He likes to pee on himself.
See, that's the thing right there too. Why would he say that? Why would he say that? He loves Sebastian. That's his stepson. He really was a good child, but that only lasted what, like 2 seconds? Because then he said he liked to piss on himself. He liked to boo boo in his pants, so we sent him to school in a pull up. He sent a 15-year-old child to school in a pull up. Just like I said, you give us pictures of Sebastian that are how old? Probably about 4 or 5 years old, where he looks like this little teeny weeny, a little child. When he's a 15-year-old child, my son, when he was, even 2 years ago, he looks totally different than he does now. Like he's 16 and he's taller. His chin is fuller. He's growing hair on his chin. They're in puberty, so they start changing pretty quick. But you give us these pictures of Sebastian that are so fucking old. We don't know who the hell we're looking for. And then why is his hair so many different colors? And like he had like he had a bunch of different personalities. Sebastian had so many hair. He had so many colors in his hair, and he was young. Like who changed the color of their kids' hair so much? Who does that? And it didn't really even look like he was going to a barber. It looked like they were doing it. Because I'm a barber and I look at Sebastian's haircuts, like it looked like it was done from home. That didn't look like he went to a barber shop and had that shit done. I'm a professional barber. I'm just looking at Sebastian's haircuts. I'm like, who cut his fucking hair like that? Why would they fucking do that, Katie? I believe you and Chris was cutting his hair yourself. And then why would you dye it so many different colors? Like this was the plan. Like this was a plan. Like how long was this plan in place? Because I mean, yeah, I know a lot of kids get their hair dyed, but guess what? When a barber cuts your hair, they don't cut your hair like Sebastian had his hair cut. Like it looked like it was cut at home. We do a more of a professional job. It looked like it was cut at home. Like he was made to look like that. Like he was made to look like goofy, like you said, like you guys said he was goofy.
If that ain't shaming a kid, and then the mama, like from the very beginning, when they could have came out and said something super positive about their child, you know, he's funny, he's rambunctious, he likes Legos or anything, he has a great sense of humor. No, they were like, he's goofy looking, so we don't take pictures of him. He has a problem with personal space. They didn't say anything good about their child. Does that seem odd to you?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you ask me something about Tiffany, I'm going to tell you something good about my daughter. I'm not going to think about the worst thing she spends her dad's money and tell you guys. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. That just seems a little bit odd. Does that seem odd to you guys? That seemed a little red flaggish to me. And then the lack of concern, of caring, of getting out there, and then the people that are out there searching or getting threatened. Okay, they're fighting with Seth, and he's out there doing the right thing. They've called Seth everything but a white boy. Okay, let's be honest.
Let me tell you guys something about that. Whatever is going on with them and Seth, they don't want Seth to find Sebastian. And Chris is out here trying to punk Seth like he's nothing. But I guess Chris been treating Seth like that this whole time because guess what? I wouldn't have been putting up with that shit. And I'm not saying, Seth is who he is, and I mean his son is missing, and he's trying to find his son. And yeah, he's not always doing the right thing, but see, we're not perfect people, so it's not always gonna look like the right thing with us. But Steph, get you a fucking recorder and start recording their ass. Cause they're full of shit. And Steph already knows. We all know Steph already knows. Because he said it on Nancy Grace. And Steph, that's okay if they said you thought Katie did something. Shit, if that was my child and the stepmama was over there with her dad and I thought she did something, I would have fucking said something too. Bitch, I thought you did something. Where's my damn child? You need to fucking get a little bit more angry than you are and check Chris. You can say whatever you want to, Seth. It's your child. Chris is acting like it's his child. Now he's acting like this is his son. Sebastian's not your fucking son, Chris. I'm so sick of him talking shit on so many podcasts and all that shit. He's full of fucking shit, and they both know where Sebastian is.
They have. They've called Seth every name. Chris has called him the B word, called him a coward, said he don't want to work. I mean, just everything you can think of to try to hurt a dude that is missing his kid. That is the father of this missing boy. Not him. Not him. Right? He acts like he's the father and that Seth's the stepdad. But it's the other way around. And Seth is a better dude to me because I would maul him like a grizzly bear. You know what I'm saying? Like that movie. That's Sal. You know what I'm saying? He is a way better dude to me. I'm like, man, Seth, I don't know how he keeps his cool sometimes with that. He would have came up screaming like, he used that prayer vigil.
Yeah, girl. I had I don't know the it just died. I don't even know what happened. Like we lost a whole signal from freaking space or something because my phone ain't never did that, so I don't know what happened. But yeah, I lost a freaking signal, honey. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. I know it's late. I just get home late from work, so I'm up late, but I'm so freaking sick of this fucking story, and I'm over it. Like I'm ready to get make sure Katie and Chris get fucking put in jail because this baby did not deserve what he got. He didn't. And then she knew Mother's Day was coming. Like the time of it, the timing um of Chris and Nina having to go to court. Like what judge is gonna give Chris Proudfoot any type of custody over his daughter and there's a whole 15-year-old missing? There's a whole 15-year-old that's gone, that had vanished in the thin air, according to Katie and Proud Feet. But Letitia Stout said the same thing. She said the same thing. Oh, I don't know what happened to him. He went missing. He went to his friend's house. He disappeared. He went missing. Poor little baby Gannon Stout. She was so handsome. Just the most handsomest kid ever. And she was so jealous of him. She had to get rid of him. It just had to be done. And I feel like Katie felt the same way. I feel like she was pressured by Chris that he can't take it no more. He was telling her, "This is it. I'm leaving." But he probably said he was leaving. He didn't had 5 wives, so he said that so many times. Why would that make you get rid of your kid? There is no man in this world that is living on this earth that would make me get rid of my kid. And Katie chose the ultimate. She did. She chose the ultimate. These people are different now. They got demons inside of them. They do. They have the demons that are inside of them. There's so many cases. Lori Daybell, Chad Daybell, that's going on right now. I bet you Chad is probably going, I hope the world ends so I can get out of prison because that's the only way he leaving there is in spirit. That's the only way he's leaving there. And these two are the same. They're the same way. They took that kid out. They took Sebastian out.
To go out there and try to put Seth in place. This is all this has been about. is him trying to control Seth. And I've told you guys that. And then Tony, he's been watching the videos. He's like, look,
How is Chris trying to control Seth? Chris, then listen to this. Chris is trying to control Seth. So this has been the whole relationship because this shit ain't just start happening. This has been the whole relationship. Katie is over there pillow talking to Chris, telling him all about what her baby daddy did and this and that and whatever. They're pillow talking. So Chris is like, "Oh, he don't got no backbone. Fuck him." And trying to make him seem like he's just somebody's bitch. Chris, you ain't shit. Ain't nobody scared of you. You can get all the PIs and detectives and everything you want to get. Shit, ain't nobody fucking scared of you. Don't worry about it, Seth. I got him. Chris, ain't nobody fucking scared of you. Nobody's scared to get into your fucking face. All you do is try to get into women's faces. I've never seen you in no man's fucking face. Except Seth. Because you try to bully him. You can't bully every fucking body. And I'm going to let you guys know right now, they're not going to get away with it because we're not going to stop talking about Sebastian. We're going to keep talking about him until they find him.
they done got me controlling Seth, and it ain't nobody controlling them. It ain't fair. And they're constantly throwing shots when Seth shut up. They basically got what they wanted. Here's what they wanted. They wanted Seth to shut up. They got that. Okay? Seth, shut up. And then they started throwing shots. Right? I guess they didn't want to fire shots at each other simultaneously. They wanted to take turns. That ain't how a war works. Okay? That ain't how a war. It's like they send in a mediator to throw in some confusion in the middle of a conflict. Okay? That ain't how it works. Turn the heat up on these people. Turn the heat up on these people.
They better turn the heat up on these people. Or guess what? They're going to they're gonna have a lot of motherfuckers in Tennessee riding up and down uh that street where the proud feets live, where they stinking ass fucking live. And if I was Seth, I'd take my who is Chris to say, oh no, you can't come on my property. Fuck your property. Seth, you had your son at your house. You get the dog sent, give it to the dogs, and take that shit out there where the proud feets live. Take it out. Take the dogs out there where proud feet live. Something is going on around that house because Sebastian was put in one of them cars. And I bet you if you go in that camper in Katie's car, it's going to hit. Them dogs are going to hit on something. You guys hold on for 1 second. Maybe 3 seconds. Hold on. had to go to the bathroom, you guys. I'm getting old. It seems like every 20 or 30 minutes. But listen, and happy Mother's Day. Happy belated Mother's Day. It's still it's still Mother's Day. It should be Mother's Day every day. We should get our flowers every day. Because mothers work hard. I got a new car for Mother's Day. I got some roses for Mother's Day. And guess what? I love the roses more than the car. I already had a car. But that's okay. I appreciate it. I did. I appreciate it. But I like my flowers. But this is ridiculous. I'm so sick of Chris and Katie, and I don't even know why the police is waiting so long. But I'm not a police officer. But what is the problem? Why are they taking so long? Are they waiting them to? Are they waiting for them? Are they watching them? Are they waiting for them to make a wrong move? Chris already said if Seth say one more thing, he was gonna shut him up forever. If I was Seth, I'd say one more thing. What you gonna do? Seth, go ahead and say one more thing and see what Chris is gonna do. Cause he sound like you gonna be out of here, buddy. You gonna be like your son. You gonna be out of here. I'd say one more thing. Let's test it out.
They know something. They know something they're not telling. In the world we live in, kids do not vanish. There ain't no signs of them. There's no dog trails, no nothing. How did that kid get out of that house, get away from that area, and not be seen by anything? I think that's almost virtually impossible. To walk away, he's not in none of them retention ponds over there. He would have had to walk past a school, has cameras. He would have had to walk past houses that have cameras, and not one camera, not the school, not nothing has him. That
Listen, Sebastian did not make it home. He did not make it home. Who takes an autistic kid on a whole play day? You guys, if I could video a whole day of my son's life, listen, he not going on no play days. He's not going from the bowling alley uh to the grocery store, to the grocery store, to the bowling alley, home, and then to another establishment eating. He's not gonna do that. He will be overstimulated. He will want to go home. As a matter of fact, he will want to go home and probably never go to none of those places. I might get my kid to go to one of those places, and that's where we're gonna eat. We're gonna play games, and that's it because he's gonna want to go home. He wants to go home. He like my. I mean, I'm speaking on my kid. Yeah, autistic kids. They're different. They are different from each other. But just the way they subscribe. I need to stop it. That means I need to go to sleep because I'm tired. Because I subscribe. Just the way they describe Sebastian. You guys, it's not fair. It's not true. Nothing is fucking true. They're fucking lying. We knew Tisha Scout was it Stout was lying. We knew she was lying. We knew that the other two, what's their names? Them two, Jackie and Trezelle. Oh, we knew they were lying. And where are these people at? In fucking prison. They're in prison. So just hold on. Hold on, you guys. We're gonna figure it out. They're gonna be in prison. And I hope to my Allah that Katie is not pregnant. I hope she's not pregnant, you guys. If Sebastian was so bad of a kid, why would she even think about getting pregnant? If Sebastian was the worst of the worst, because they act like he was the worst kid in the world. They talk about him like he doesn't have no common sense. Like at all times, like he needs somebody with him. That's how they talk about him. It's not true, you guys. These autistic kids know how to be on their own. They can go to work. They can have jobs. I don't get money for my autistic kid because I don't believe in none of that shit. Because he can take his ass to work because he's smart as hell. We're not getting no money over here for no autistic kids. That's what we're not gonna do. He's not gonna. My kid ain't gonna be no statistic. Um, he don't work and he's dependent on a check every month. No, because he sees that I go to work every day. He can have whatever the fuck he wants. I can afford everything that he fucking wants. He can have it. And for them to act like Sebastian was some kid that, you just can throw away and nobody's gonna fucking think about him. No, we're not doing that. We're going all the fucking way with this shit. We're not doing that. Hell no. These are our babies and you're not gonna mess with our autistic kids and act like they're something that they're not. Katie. Little Miss Katie, redhead fire engine.
That tells me there he didn't walk away. He drove away. All right? This kid has drove away in a vehicle. He didn't just poof gone from that house, or he didn't come back from that Texas roadhouse. Okay? Now, here's another reason maybe Katie should get the Mom of the Year award. She took that
Mama
kid out
dear.
to celebrate, right? Now, she's either a bad mom or she's the world's best mom and was just having the best day ever with her kid that magically vanished that day. Okay? Make the well the following morning or that day. We don't really know because there's no way to tell. All we know was he was at that Texas roadhouse and he ain't been seen since.
And that's a fact, Jack. So if he was at the Texas Roadhouse and he ain't been seen since, something happened when she left that Texas Roadhouse. Something happened. And Katie knows. Katie, we gonna focus on you because you know. And you know for sure what happened to your son. And let me tell you this. You might as well get it over now because if you try to wait and to wait for them to solve this or find Sebastian, you see what happened to the that serial killer in California. He was how old? The Golden Gate serial killer. He was what in his 70s. But guess what? If he would have did his time. He probably would be out by now. So if you gonna keep playing with the police and you not gonna go down there and tell them what happened, Chris is gonna tell them what happened. You can believe that. Chris is gonna throw you under the bus. He don't give a shit about you. He didn't give a shit about your son. He damn sure don't give a shit about you. And you guys are in that RV fucking arguing every day. You guys, I gotta go. I got work early in the morning. Like I'm working 10 days straight for we work 12 hours a day. I'm so freaking tired. I barely can keep my big ass head up. But I want you guys to think about that Chris and Katie, they're involved. They definitely are involved. And where is the police? Where's the FBI? Where's the TBI? I've been sending you stuff all the time. Where are you? But I had a long day at work. You guys, I worked 12 hours today. I'm so tired. But God bless you. Um, prayers up for Sebastian. I got some stuff going on in my life too, where my niece was just found dead, so I have to, try to focus on my sister. But listen, you guys, those two did something, and we need to figure it out. Um, Chris is not gonna argue with nobody else. I don't think on YouTube because your phone call got intercepted like a football. It got intercepted. But I gotta go because I gotta get up for work in the morning. But God bless you guys. And listen, we're gonna check back in. We'll check back in tomorrow because oops, my bad. We'll check back in tomorrow because my internet is acting crazy. I love you and I'll talk to you tomorrow. I gotta see what time I work so I can take my ass to sleep. But I'm tired. I had a long day at work. I worked the whole Mother's Day. I got that time and a half and shit, let me bring home that $600 check. But anyway, God bless, honey. Good night.